What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Madden 21 Connected Franchise Series video. So I wanted to play week 13 and 14. So when I went to record the videos for it, I wasn't really allowed to really able to do anything, so which sucked. It really does suck. Right now, as I explain what happened in those games, sorry, and by the way, if you hear me talking a little bit softer and stuff like that, one, it's past midnight, even though people in my family are off tomorrow. I still like to give them the respect and not be loud and obnoxious, So what happened was, the software that I used to record, I just couldn't really figure out a problem, but they said there was too much stuff that was already been recorded on the app, and I had to delete some stuff, like with audio and all that, so I had to delete certain things. It took me a while to figure it out. So, and then the original video I was actually supposed to record for this episode, I accidentally deleted it. So that's my bad for being a bad content creator. But you guys see some of the scores going around the league. But let's just talk about what happened in week 13. We already talked about what happened in week 12. In week 12 against Washington, we ended up winning that game, I think 31-10 or 31-17 or something like that. But here's what happened in week number 13 and 14. I think we ended up falling down 14-0 in that ball game against the Buffalo Bills at home. And as you guys already see some of the scores, what happened, you guys see we did lose to the Chiefs, but what happened in the Bills game, we fall down early at home, early in that ball game. I think Owen threw a pick. But he only had 5 incompletions throughout the entirety of the game. He was outstanding, and by the way, he is still the league leader in passing. He came into these 2 games the leader in passing yards. So Owen, Owen was big time. Owen was big time, but they fell down early. Defense wasn't really playing great in the first half, but they stepped up and made plays, and it ended up being a 21-31 victory. Everything kind of got going in the second half, and we were able to get the win in a big spot. Guys like Matthew Foster, Denzel Mims stepped up and made big time plays in that football game. So it was a huge victory for us as a football team. Which puts us at 7-5. So we were able to get 2 wins, 2 victories. Coming off that loss against the Patriots, where I don't know if it's the schematic thing or anything like that. I guess we're just not really a great matchup for them. Well, I guess it's not really a great matchup for us. I think that's probably the best way to say it. I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it still sounds loud or anything like that. I am pretty close to my mic. Usually I do stand, further away, because when I try to bring some excitement, my voice can project and stuff like that. I've played sports throughout my entire life, and I still am an athlete, so, most times you need to have a projecting voice to make sure your voice is heard to your teammates and loud environments, no matter what sport you play. But anywho, so you guys see some of the numbers and stuff like that. So we're 7-5. We were able to, win 2 of those games so far, and now we got to play against Kansas City. On the road in Kansas City, and it was a cold afternoon in Kansas City, Missouri. The Chiefs, I think they came in winners of 6 straight. Yeah, they proved why. They proved it why, you know, why they came in winners of 6 straight games. They were outstanding. You know. The offense, you know, at times we did get some stops on defense, but it really just came down to offensively, we just couldn't get anything going. You know, they got pressure. They were able to get home at times with the blitz. I think only once. And that was one that Owen got away from at first, but then in this game you can't really, do the escape the pocket type thing and get the ball out of your hands. Usually they just make you just take a sack, which I don't understand why, but it is what it is. That's just mad. But and we really couldn't run the football. We fell behind early in this game. It was a tough one. Defense really didn't play a great game. I think Patrick Mahomes threw for over 300 yards. He completed over 70% of his passes. Which, by the way, I know at times you guys have seen opposing QB stats and stuff like that after games. There's a reason why at times I don't change it. Even though I think about changing it, I don't. Because I know, our defense, has given up these types of games to quarterbacks before. And that's what happened. Which stinks, And by the way, you guys saw Quinn Williams, he's having an excellent year, He's having a very good year. Sorry if you heard that. Sorry. He's having an excellent year, and just like this guy, Randy Selvey, and we're looking at some of the numbers, but so that's what happened. I apologize for the mishap in the recording thing. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. That wasn't intentional by any stretch of the imagination. I wanted to put out the full videos of both games and stuff like that. I wanted to do that, but just my recording software just wouldn't let me at the time, so I apologize for that. But so ladies and gentlemen, the next full video you will see is against the Chargers. And just to make it clear, no matter what, our best bet is to win out. Win out no matter what situation can be played out, will be played out for the playoffs. Winning out will be our best bet to get in. No matter the help or anything like that. So, and by the way, I'm sorry that the energy isn't there. Obviously, I'm not really trying to go over the top. As I said, it's late at night when I'm recording this. I'm trying to be considerate to the people to other people in the world, and maybe even neighbors. Even though at times when I was younger, I wasn't. When I say I wasn't, I wasn't like loud and obnoxious, but at times I could be, but it wasn't often at all. It was kind of a surprise because I just rarely did it. But anywho, this is the Chargers, a ball hawking defense. This is a ball hawking secondary. This is a secondary that can take the football away with the best of them in this league. A team that does give up a lot of trips in the red zone. A team that gives up touchdowns in the red zone. So when we get our opportunities, we get those chances to score touchdowns. We got to be able to take advantage of them. The weather forecast for this game, slight chance for snow, but there should be some precipitation there on Sunday. And like I said, temperature is going to be dropping. And surprise, like it was in the old Giants Stadium. I don't know the exact name of it. Some people called it the Meadowlands. People called it Giant Stadium for so long before they moved to MetLife Stadium. The wind is going to be a factor in this game, most likely. And by the way, when I'm recording this video, I'm recording this after week 15. It's 16 and 17 videos are already done. Those videos are already done and finished, and I still need to upload this onto the YouTube channel. So, but here's the team that we're gonna be seeing: Hunter Henry, Ron Watkins, Bradley Bozeman, the former Raven, Ernie Evans, Willie Wright, Trey Turner, I think the former Steeler, Brian Berlager, the former Packer. He won a Super Bowl with the Packers. Clyde Damain is going to get the start here in this game in place of Joey Bosa. Jannard Avery, Connor Tutt, who is a star development defensive tackle, Marlon Sutton. I mean, they have some great players, some great young players. On the defensive side of ball, former Bengal Jermaine Pratt. Actually, I don't think he was a Bengal at this point. Could have been, I don't know. But Desmond King, Kenneth Murray, Ian Rosenberg. As a guy that I was actually thinking about drafting in the off season, but he went to LA instead of New York. Gerard McFadden, not a lot of speed, not a great deal of speed at the cornerback spot. Nick Needham, and Tedrick Thompson and Derwin James. We got to avoid him. We have to avoid Derwin James in this game, and we got to protect the football. We got to protect the football, and we have to get this win. This is a must win. This is a must win. I'll see you guys in episode 15, in week 15 against the Chargers. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.